Can I please have the slide that, can I present one photo? Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor, ganito po ba ang highway na ginagawa ng Department of Public Works and Highway? Kasi sa tagal ko sa gobyerno, biglang nagulat po ako na yung daan na ganyan, biglang lumiko. I mean, I'm not sure, Mr. Speaker, if I'm myopic, but apparently, is this a new design of the Department of Public Works and Highways? Are this the current trends in building roads? Will this make that area accident-prone? Bakit po kailangan nating itabingi? Bakit po parang ganyan ang itsura? This is in the congressional district that I represent, where actually the family of Secretary Villar is very close to. That's why I believe that the leadership of the Department of Public Works and Highways will not and will never allow this. Hindi ito papayagan ng liderato ng DPWH because they stand by quality. Kaya ang tanong ko, bakit po ba tila hulag ang DPWH Region 6 sa mga ganitong project? Why do we have to make a road, a curved road, that will be prone to accidents? Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor, I agree that sometimes in a huge office, you cannot police everybody. But Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, this is the output of non-coordination when you have generals on the ground who refuse to talk to us legislators. Because even in the allocation of resources, we have districts with so much need, but ending up with nothing. We have districts with maybe lesser need. Sabihin na natin, lahat tayo may pangangailangan. Lahat na tayo hindi kayang pondohan ng gobyerno. The government will help us much to its capability. That's why, Mr. Speaker, aside from quality, I beg and I appeal to the leadership of the Department of Public Works and Highways. Equitable distribution is the name of the game. Every Filipino family, every barangay, every district, every municipality, every province is worth taking care of. We should not prioritize others and forget others. We in the minority, konti lang po kasi kami. And much as we want to have a stronger voice, we understand that that voice cannot usually be heard. We have one member from the minority, Congressman Guya, who wanted to help his constituencies. And I've opened this up in the minority budget briefing. Kasi syempre, when you go there and explain to your people that that project is funded dahil ikaw naman boses nila, nakakalungkot po nang nalaman lang namin during the minority budget briefing that this project was not funded despite being listed in the GAA simply because somebody in the Department of Public Works and Highways made an error in typing. That the project is a road leading to his constituencies. However, that project was listed under buildings. We conveyed this several times, and I actually don't want to bring that matter to the floor. However, we find it unfair that up to this point of time, we don't have an answer to that question being repeatedly asked by Congressman Guya.
Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, can we be supplied, the Department of Public Works and Highways, be supplied with that particular project?
We did that several times already, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor. And I believe the district engineer and even the regional director are fully aware of that. I had probably more than 50 calls to them, not because of myself, but simply because I cannot bear one of our members being unheard.
Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, so it is in my understanding that this particular request or project was submitted by the district engineer to the regional director of Region 6. Am I right, this honorable colleague?
Ibig po sabihin, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor, may project, nakalista, napondohan, at nagulat siya bakit tinatanong ng tao na hindi may implement. And he was told it has to be reverted dahil na mali po ang pag-type. Instead na road, nilagay siya sa building. My point here, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor, is that kung merong mali, bakit hindi kinorek? Bakit napakadali na parang just with a whiff of our finger, binabalik ka agad natin? Hindi naman po yun kalakihan. But we just find it unjust that members of the minority, nangyari ba to dahil miyembro siya ng minorya, which I do not believe? Or is this a process in the department that should be corrected? Kasi sayang po yung proyekto eh. Mawawala lang na parang bula dahil daan siya pero nailista under sa building.
Well, Department of Public Works and Highways promised to help and submit this request to DBM for possible funding.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, our information was not from DBM. It was an error in encoding under the Department of Public Works and Highways. Kaya nga po, patuloy po akong tawag ng tawag, not because it's in my turf, but simply because we have to be the voice of our co-colleague in the minority. And can we hear from the distinguished sponsor, Honorable Speaker, ano po ba ang solusyon dito?
Mr. Speaker, Your Honor, if this is for modification, the role is that if it is a request for modification, the approval of the request will still be done by DBM. So the Department of Public Works and Highways will process its request, but it will be submitted to DBM for them to act on this, whether to approve or disapprove. Mr.
Thank you for that, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor. But can I please request the DPWH family to investigate why this happened? Yun lang naman ang pakiusap ng aming kasamahan. It's not because he is just very nice and very kind na hindi nagagalit, hindi na po natin haharapin. And simply because he is a member of the party list that he is representing, hindi po natin uunahin. Because all of them have their own priorities. Moving forward, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, I had other concerns na ipinarating kay Yusek Momo, kay Yusek Cabral, repeatedly to the DPWH, na kung pwede naman, yung mga priority projects na hindi naman kalakihan at naaprubaran ng mga miyembro ng minorya, ay wag naman basta-basta pabayaan. And if there are requests for realignment, that will not be a problem, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor. But please inform that that project will have to be realigned so that hindi po kami ang nababalikan ng aming mga kasamahan sa minorya. Mahirap po kasi na kung lumalapit, you can actually tell us yes or no. But it's very difficult when you give us a deaf ear.